NewsWatch Ole Miss, e-bikes are now available across campus. Stay tuned to see how you can access them.
Plus, the Baptist Memorial Hospital is offering a new procedure to reduce stroke risks. We'll have more on the specifics coming up. Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Phoebe Kramer.
To start off the show, let's take a quick look at weather with Storm Watch anchor Celeste Lay.
Thanks, Logan. We are currently looking at our current temperature here in Oxford, Mississippi. We've got a high of 81 degrees, mostly clear skies. We've got a few clouds in the sky. Precipitation's at 0%, and that wind is headed in the north-northwest direction at 5 miles per hour. I'll have more coming up next.
E-bikes are now available to rent at Ole Miss. The university is partnering with the company Bird to provide students with a new way to get around campus.
The bikes can be found in designated racks across campus. To use them, download the Bird app, scan the QR code on the bike, and pay $1 to unlock it.
Once the bike is unlocked, students will pay a per-minute rate for the trip.
These bikes are just not normal bikes, but less effort is needed with the optional pedal assist feature.
The University of Mississippi Museum will be hosting its first Victorian Magic Lantern Show on Friday, May 3rd at 7:30 p.m. The show will be free to the public at the Walton Young House, and it will showcase astronomical depictions of moon, planets, and constellations as they were understood in the 1860s. The doors will be open at 6:30 p.m. where attendees can enjoy drinks from the time period. The museum's curator, Melanie Antonella, said, quote, "It's very much educational, and it's also just a good time." Blair McElroy, Director of Study Abroad at the University of Mississippi, has been elected to the Association of International Education Administrators. She will serve as a board member for this association, which is dedicated to advancing leaders in international education. McElroy says that international education is important to diversity, research, and global competence. She hopes that through this position, she will be able to help further support internationalization.
The Oxford Civic Chorus celebrates 25 years of singing. They are holding a concert, Oxford Sings, at 3 p.m. on May 4th in the David H. Nutt Auditorium. Since the first performance in November in 1998, the chorus has developed an enriching North Mississippi communities with quality choral music. The singer ages range from teens to 80 years old. Some members have been a part of the choir since the start of their existence, which makes this moment more special. Baptist Memorial Hospital, Mississippi recently introduced a new procedure to reduce stroke risk. The new procedure involves implanting the Watchman FLX left atrial appendage closure device to help prevent blood clots forming and entering the bloodstream. The people eligible with the atrial fibrillation or a quivering heartbeat that is not caused by a heart valve problem. This is a one-time procedure that prevents people from taking blood thinners for a lifetime.
The House of Representatives presented its second version of the HB 1725 to the Conference Committee Monday. Former President Donald Trump allowed states to include work requirements for Medicare recipients. However, those allowances were cut under President Joe Biden. The original House bill expanded Medicare coverage to all people earning 138% above the federal poverty rate who did not have insurance. The new amended version expands coverage to people who earn 100% or less than the federal poverty level. Education funding and changes to the retirement system are among items that legislators are bringing to a close. Lawmakers want to replace education funding with the Mississippi Student Funding Formula. The formula includes weights based on students' need for those living in poverty with special needs or learning English as a second language. If the governor signs off, there will be changes to the public employees' retirement system as well. Any future changes will have to be signed off by the legislator.
Whether students live on or off campus, most have a routine for when they leave to get to class.
NewsWatch reporter Leslie Lashman went around campus to find out just how long it takes people to get here.
Today, we're asking students, how long do they leave before class starts?
I would say it normally takes me about 15 to 20 minutes.
At least 10 minutes. If I'm going quick, I can get there in like 5.
I leave 10 minutes before class.
So I actually live on the square, so I leave about like 20 minutes before class, so I'll make sure I have a enough time to get there and get settled in before the class starts. Yeah, when I lived on campus, I would mostly just leave 5 minutes before, sometimes get there a bit late, but it's always better to be early. Shout out Ole Miss men's lacrosse.
I live on campus, so I leave around like 10 minutes before class.
20 minutes, 30 minutes.
30 minutes. 20 minutes before class.
Thank you.
Like 20 minutes.
Like an hour? Probably 10 to 15 minutes before class.
30 minutes.
Oh, I approximately leave for my 8 a.m. at like 7:30 because there's not that much traffic, but if I'm leaving for my 11 a.m., I leave my house at 10:15.
That's crazy. I have to leave an hour before the class starts, and I have to be sitting in the class, like, say the class starts at 8, I have to be sitting in my seat at 7:45.
If my class is at 9 a.m., I'd usually leave at like 8:30. I like to be in class early, open my computer, set up my notes, so I leave like probably 25, 30 minutes before class.
It takes me about 20 minutes. I leave 20 minutes before class every day.
20.
I usually leave about 10 minutes early to get to class, and I usually get there 5 minutes early. Get a good seat, get a nice spot so I can pay attention, be an academic weapon.
Okay, I spend about probably 30 minutes before class. I like to get ready and then drive over, hopefully get a coffee.
Normally if I have time, it's like an hour, but sometimes it's like 5 minutes.
10 minutes.
Maybe 10 minutes before.
I leave about 30 minutes before to get to class on time.
I'm about 15 minutes. I like to be late to everything.
Leslie Lackman reporting, NewsWatch.
Coming up, we have an update on former President Donald Trump's hush money trial.
And see more about how law enforcement is handling the pro-Palestine University protests. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
Mississippi?
Hey, Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Because picking up litter costs us time
and money.
MDOT spends $3.2 million a year picking up litter.
That's money that could be used to maintain roads and bridges,
patch potholes,
and focus on improving Mississippi's infrastructure.
Please help us help you.
We can't do it without you.
Don't trash Mississippi.
Don't trash Mississippi.
I'm here at the scene of tomorrow's shooting, where a 15-year-old will kill 4 children, 2 adults, and then turn the gun on himself.
When the shooting starts happening tomorrow, first I'll probably just think it's firecrackers or a car backfiring or something.
He told some of us that his dad kept the gun in his closet, and he always talked about using it on, you know, the people that bullied him. Tomorrow I'll probably say that I wish I told someone.
You know, after the shooting, we're going to feel pretty bad about picking on him, but until then, we'll probably just keep doing it because he's pretty weird.
Tomorrow I'll probably point out that something has seemed off with him since the beginning of the school year.
And I'm now joined by the officers who will be the first responders tomorrow. What additional details can you share with us?
Well, someone is expected to tell us after the shooting that the shooter has been posting on social media about doing this for weeks.
So how will you explain the shooting to your daughter?
Actually, I won't get to explain it to her because she won't make it.
This is Christine Lynn, reporting from the scene of another shooting we'll say we never saw coming.
Welcome back to NewsWatch Ole Miss. Walmart says it will close all of its healthcare clinics and end virtual healthcare services. They offered primary and urgent care, labs, x-rays, behavioral health, and dental work targeting areas with a shortage of primary care providers. The abrupt announcement may leave a gap in healthcare access, particularly for lower-income patients without insurance who relied on the clinics. Walmart said its healthcare push was not profitable because of what it called the challenging reimbursement environment and escalating operating costs. The measure of labor costs showed pay gains rose faster than expected in the first 3 months of the year. The employment cost index rose 1.2% last quarter, faster than the 0.9% increase the prior quarter. Federal officials are closely monitoring wage gains as there's a concern that the growth may serve as an inflation pressure. Federal Reserve officials are holding their policy meeting this week and is expected to announce if interest rates will remain unchanged.
Former President Donald Trump's hush money trial continues as he was found for violating his gag order. Trump was fined $9,000 for violating the order of a total of 9 times, and he has to pay until Friday to pay it. His judge said he criticized expected witnesses on his campaign page and social media. Trump is being threatened with incarceration if the gag order is violated again. The violations were taken down by 2:15 p.m. today. Columbia Students for Justice in the Palestine say they barricaded themselves in a building after the university tried to disband their efforts. The schools say the demonstrations are distracting and pose potential safety risks. Activists argue that they have to speak up for civilians getting killed in Gaza. Amy Cowell reports.
Some universities are telling pro-Palestine demonstrators their time is up. That's leading to a wave of arrests and suspensions. Students at Columbia say they barricaded themselves in this building after the school ordered them to stop demonstrating.
Students who do not will be placed on suspension, ineligible to complete the semester or graduate.
Like other schools, Columbia says the demonstrations make some Jewish students feel unsafe. But activists say being pro-Palestine is not the same as being anti-Semitic.
The liberation of Palestine and the Palestinians and the Jewish people are intertwined. Anti-Semitism and any other form of racism has no place on this campus and in this movement.
Arrests continue, though Columbia says it would prefer to keep police off campus. At the University of Pennsylvania, some demonstrators say they're committed to defying a similar order to disband.
Students are putting potentially their degrees on the line. They're putting access to future employment on the line.
More broadly, student arrests are surging across the country, but protests continue to grow and spread.
The focus of this protest is to stop killing Palestinian people and to get our institutions to take accountability for our investments that are profiting off of the genocide of Palestinian people.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Northwestern University administrators and students say they've reached a new deal to limit protests there. It involves things like fully funding the cost of attendance for some Palestinian students.
After taking off from the JFK airport, a Delta plane had an emergency slide fall off and has now been recovered. The slide was found washed up on a jetty at Rockaway Beach. Delta responds saying after the plane landed, the slide was discovered separated from the plane. The Federal Aviation Administration is continuing to investigate as to how this happened. Luckily, the plane made a safe landing in Los Angeles. The Environmental Protection Agency is banning the use of a toxic chemical used to refurnish furniture and bathtubs after it has been linked to dozens of deaths. The agency ruled that it will limit all consumer uses of methylene chloride for industrial and commercial use. The chemical has been known to cause a range of cancer, liver damage, and death from direct exposure. The Environmental Protection Agency's final action is to ensure that no one is put in harm's way by the dangerous chemical.
A 40-year-old man from Idaho, Clarence Yoder, has been arrested on an alcohol-related crime. Yoder has been accused of harassing a herd of bison at Yellowstone National Park. Park officials reported he had kicked a bison's leg and was injured after he approached the bison too closely. Yoder was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. After he visits the hospital, he was arrested for alcohol-related crimes, disturbing wildlife, and other charges, and could possibly face 6 months in jail. A zebra is on the loose in Seattle, and an animal control is rushing to find it. Brady Wakema reports.
Exciting things happen in North Bend.
In this sleepy town, people feel like they're still dreaming.
Zebras are most definitely not running wild anywhere in Washington that I know of. Except for now, I suppose.
This must be a joke.
Pictures and videos circulating on social media Sunday afternoon of 4 zebras out on the loose, escaping from a trailer bound for Montana on the interstate. Hi, buddy. After a couple of hours and a number of sightings, 3 of the 4 animals were corralled by authorities.
It put us on the map, that's for sure.
Unfortunately, there is no map to find the last zebra.
What would you do? Call 911 if you see one? I don't know. But yeah, we're out walking the dogs and seeing if we can find the loose zebra.
He's not alone. Officials with the Regional Animal Services of King County are on the lookout too.
This is the first time that anyone can remember that we've ever been called out on a zebra escape, and hopefully it'll be the last one too.
Animal control officers will be monitoring the North Bend area throughout the week until they find the zebra as it earns its stripes out on the run.
Not too hot, not too cold, and we would figure that if the zebra can find water and food and some shelter, it could be out there a while.
Everyone hopes the zebra will be found okay to end this memorable saga in this quiet mountain town.
Don't tell me that nothing exciting ever happens in North Bend.
Now, let's check in with weather anchor Celeste Lay for another look at your conditions.
Thanks, Phoebe. So as y'all may have remembered, last week we dropped down to 34 degrees on around Wednesday evening, but this week we will not see any of those low temperatures. So tonight we are going to drop down to 59 degrees, which is with a cool breeze of 5 miles per hour. I'll have more in weather this week, and we're looking out for some storms.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Is my light bright enough? You're such a glow-off.
Well,
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
The family's visit to the forest inspired a beautiful question. Mother, mother, am I a tree? You tell me to stand tall. The trees stand tall. Mother, mother, you tell me to stay rooted. The trees' roots go deep. You tell me to focus on my breath, and the trees breathe for the earth. I think I am a tree. My child, of course you are. But what kind of tree will you be? Will you be the kind that makes shade, or the kind that shows a new way? Might you be the kind to hug, or the kind to climb? Doesn't matter which you choose, so long as you choose to be a tree that's kind. The child had a few more questions after that, and the forest had plenty of answers.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Each year, hurricanes and major flooding threaten cities, towns, and rural homes across the Gulf states. So chances are there will be more storms and floods near here again. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has all the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Welcome back to Storm Watch. I'm here with your current temperatures here in Oxford, Mississippi. We're seeing a high of 81 degrees with mostly cloudy skies. Precipitation at 0%. We see a few clouds in the sky here and there, and there's a nice cool breeze of 5 miles per hour. Now looking at tonight's forecast, we're going to drop down to 59 degrees. Like I said earlier, we aren't going to expect any freezing temperatures this week, but we are going to see some precipitation later in the week. Looking across North Mississippi, we're going to see that we're remaining about the same current temperatures right now, high 70s, lower 80s, with South Haven being at 80 degrees. And tomorrow's forecast, we're going to see a high of 86 degrees with partly cloudy skies, precipitation at 0%, and winds heading in the south direction at 5 miles per hour. Tomorrow night's temperatures, we're going to stay in the lower 60s at 62 degrees, mostly clear skies, again with winds very calm. Now the pollen count for Oxford is a little high, so if you're feeling like you have allergies or feel like you're a little sick, pollen is going to be the issue for your allergies. Now across North Mississippi tomorrow, we are going to see that a little bit higher than today with a high of 87 in Tupelo and the rest of North Mississippi at 86 degrees. Now looking at your 5-day forecast, we're going to see a lot of rain heading into Thursday. We won't see any thunderstorms until later Thursday evening, but other than that, it's going to be a pretty stormy week.
Thank you for the weather, Celeste. What's coming up in sports, Campbell?
Well, Logan, coming up, the Ole Miss women's basketball team added another member to their team for next season. And the first round of the NBA playoffs are continuing, and we have another team advancing to the next round of play. Check back in after the break to see who you'll be watching in the conference semifinals.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Do you love sports? Then you should know about STEM. Because maximizing nutrition, analyzing peak muscle performance, calculating the perfect shot, and more are all made possible by science, technology, engineering, and math. In fact, there are more careers than ever in sports science. So if you have a passion for sports, then think about getting involved in STEM and improve everyone's game on and off the field. Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Back, I'm Campbell Holmes with Sports Watch. Coach Yo remains busy in the transfer portal as the Rebs are adding another player from UCLA to next year's roster. Christine Uwala is the newest Ole Miss Rebel on the team. She's a San Antonio native and spent 2 seasons with the Bruins. She made 68 appearances on the court in those 2 seasons and shot 47.5% from the floor. Coach Yo told the media today that Christine is tough, physical, smart, and respectful. Everything that a student athlete should be. Also announced today, Ole Miss track and field All-American senior Mackenzie Long has been named the co-runner of the SEC Women's Runner of the Week. Long secured a big win in the 200-meter dash last weekend at the LSU Invitational, clocking in her season best win legal at 22.21. Long is also a 2-time NCAA runner-up and recorded the 6th fastest time in a 400-meter relay in Ole Miss history. The track and field team has this week off as they're preparing for the upcoming 2024 SEC Outdoor Championship, which will be May 9th through 11th. And the first round of the NBA playoffs is still continuing, and players are showing off their star talents with big plays and big wins. The Celtics are taking both road game wins back to Boston as they won Game 4 last night, 102-88. Derek White scored big for the team, leading a career-high 38 points and 8 of 15 from three-point range. Their next game is tomorrow night at 6:30. And the young OKC Thunder swept the Pelicans, taking their 4th win of the series last night, 97-89. SGA and Jalen Williams both scored 24 points, helping the team advance to the Western Conference semifinals. The Thunder will be playing the next round of the winner of the Dallas Mavericks and LA Clippers series. And keeping things on the court, the defending champs, the Denver Nuggets, are headed to the Western Conference semifinals as they won with a last-minute shot last night against LeBron and the LA Lakers. With a 108-106 Game 5 win, this marks James's earliest playoff exit ever. Lakers remained strong all game with James scoring 30 and Austin Reeves with 19. But this was not enough to win against the Nuggets. Jamal Murray dominated in Los Angeles with 32 points and, of course, the game-winning shot. The next round of play for Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets will be against Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that's all I've got for sports, so be sure to follow us on X at rebel_watch for the latest sports updates. NewsWatch Ole Miss will be right back.
They call me Prince like I'm royalty or something, but the places I've lived ain't no palaces. So I don't need grilled salmon or a new scratching post. Just give me a cardboard box and a can of tuna and we're good. You can even change my name. I'm cool being the kitty formerly known as Prince.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs? Just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
A firefighter in Northern California had a day he will long remember. He recently joined 911 dispatchers to help handle emergency cases.
Even though he was new at his job, the firefighter managed to calmly coach an expectant dad through his wife's birth over the phone.
Anna Montemore was there when the couple and the firefighter all met in person.
I'm gonna be like, well, I've never heard anything like that before.
After weeks of false labors left the couple hesitant on when to go to the hospital for the birth of their 7th child. That is until the hospital was no longer an option.
I was like in complete shock when I realized that I was about to have a baby at home.
In a matter of minutes, Michelle knew the baby was well on her way.
The first fear is, oh God, is something wrong? Just that I was going to screw something up or that I wasn't going to be prepared to deal with something is what I was scared of.
But Tyler put his fears to the side and quickly dialed 911, where he would soon be connected with CAL FIRE.
Fire rescue, what's the address of the emergency?
Answering that phone call was definitely a first for me.
With only 2 months on the job under his belt, dispatcher Ryan May rose to the occasion.
Having the team and everyone behind me to help me out through our Pro QA program really helped me out to calm me down. And then having Tyler calm on the other end of the phone, just everything went smooth.
May's calm demeanor and professionalism over the phone helped Tyler calm down, and together they delivered a healthy baby girl on Thursday, April 18th.
He was saying, all right, you got to help her the rest of the way out. And so I told her to push, and it took a minute, but I kind of just helped. I kind of wiggled the baby out and then just took her out. And she's perfect. She was super healthy.
On Friday, the couple got to meet May in person to exchange their gratitude and acknowledge the great amount of teamwork it took to welcome a new baby girl into the world.
It's like important to know that you can depend on your partner too.
I don't even feel like we got a special bond. It's a trip.
Well, I bet the parents are going to have a fun time telling that story to her when she grows up.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard really that. It's like it's from a movie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, that's all we have tonight. Tune in tomorrow. I'm Logan Green.
And I'm Phoebe Kramer with your latest news.
I'm Kimball Holmes with Sports Watch.
And with Storm Watch, I'm Celeste Lay.
Be sure to keep up with us on our socials and tune in tomorrow at 5. NewsWatch Ole Miss, where we keep it live and keep it local.